Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Post-STEM Fair Activities Workshop number 8, presented by the GSDSEF SLB Outreach Committee. So we're going to start off with some Student Leadership Board introductions. My name is Kavya. I'm a senior, and in the past few years, I've been in the environmental sciences and computational biology category. Arnav, I think you want to go next.
Sure. I'm Arnav. This is my third year in the science fair. I work in computer science and math, and I'm a freshman at TCA.
Hi, so my name is Samvi, and I'm a freshman at Doherty High School, and my projects in the past have been relating to microbiology and computational biology.
Hi, I'm Maya. I'm a junior at La Jolla Country Day School, and my projects for the past 2 years have been in biomedical sciences and bioengineering category.
Hi, I'm Manas. I'm a senior at Canyon Crest Academy, and my projects have been in the biochemistry and computational biology categories.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm a sophomore at Canyon Crest Academy. It's my third year in the science fair, and I've had projects in bioinformatics, chemistry, and environmental science.
Great. So today we will be going over a few things, mainly how students can continue their work beyond the science fair, right? So some of the things that we're going to be talking about is why you should continue your research or your engineering project, and also how to go further, as in taking your research to the next level. Again, whether this is through student journals or different competitions, there's a lot of resources where you can combine all that hard work that you've already done and present it at different opportunities, because you have like such an amazing project already. So yeah. And then lastly, there'll be some mentoring time in which you can ask the SLB members on our experiences in research beyond the fair, because many of us have participated in a lot of these or are familiar with them. So if you have any questions about your experience or your potential experience in this, you can ask us.
All right. So sustainability in research. So during research in high school and continuing to do past science fairs has a lot of benefits. You'll develop important research skills such as learning how to ask good scientific questions, perform data analysis, and formulate conclusions. Getting the research experience will also help you narrow down what you're interested in, and it's where you can develop your passions. In addition, the connections you make with other students, judges, and mentors can be helpful in the future, and the whole experience can really round out to a college application. But of course, engaging in research before college is mostly one of the most fun and interesting extracurriculars there are, and it can be extremely rewarding. So there are a couple ways to participate in research in STEM that we've listed here. You can bring your project to other conferences and competitions. In addition, if you did an engineering project, you can try to file a patent for your work. Or if you did a science project, it'd be good to write up your work in a smaller manuscript and try to submit it to high school journals. On the other hand, you could continue your work that you did for the GSDSEF with a continuation project. Or if you want to develop a new project and new skills, you can apply to some well-known research programs, get a research mentor, or take a college class that goes deeper in your subject. Lastly, you can also join a science club or a society that advocates for your field. And today we'll hear from two of them that are run by the SLB members. So these are some middle school competitions. So if you're in middle school and you want to bring your project to the next level, the 3M Young Scientist Challenge and the Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge are two great options to apply for. Note that you can only attend Thermo Fisher if you've qualified through the GSDSEF or CSEF. The 3M Young Scientist Challenge is a competition that for all students grades 5 to 8 to show their science fair projects and get a chance at winning a summer mentorship with a 3M scientist, along with many other cool perks and awards. The application process is mainly based around a 2-minute video. Be confident, bold, and go to a pretty location to film your video. There are no prerequisites for this competition, and I recommend to apply. The mentors are usually very nice. The Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge is a national science competition for middle schoolers that get to qualify through GSDSEF or CSEF. The application is quite extensive and includes essay questions that involve many aspects of a scientific project that you applied to real-world scenarios. If you manage to get into the top 30, you'll be rewarded with a week-long trip to Washington, D.C., where you'll meet the other 29 people who've also qualified with amazing science fair projects. If you're in high school, there are more competitions that are available for you without any prerequisites. GSHS has a local and national division. You can go to their website to sign up. They require a 10-minute slide presentation, which is similar to this year's science fair. In addition, anyone can apply to the Google Science Fair, though it will not be hosted this year. If you're interested, make sure to pay attention in future years if it happens. Lastly, you can also submit your project to the International Youth Research Summit, which is held by the Helix Initiative, a science society run by a former SLB member.
Next, here are some competitions that you have to qualify for either through our fair or the state fair. Starting off, the BioGenius Challenge is an international competition which focuses on creating projects and technologies or coming up with new techniques to solve prevalent problems in healthcare, sustainability, and environmental fields. The 5 Southern California BioGenius Challenge finalists will be selected by the SoCal Bio judges through intensive interviews, and the finalists will be notified at the end of the poster presentation period at CSEF after you move on from GSDSEF. In addition, if you won the grand awards at our fair or win the first CSEF, you qualify for ISEF, which is also run by the Society for Science, like the Thermo Fisher Scientific Junior Innovators Challenge. ISEF is the top international fair for high school students. In addition, there are a few other fairs which are project category specific. The Stockholm Junior Water Prize is a competition for students aged 15 to 20 who have developed school projects that can solve major water challenges. If you have any water-related projects that solve major water issues in society, turn in your paper for the Stockholm Junior Water Prize. You may receive regional nominations from the GSDSEF, but that is not required to apply for the actual competition. Also, Clean Tech Competition is a unique worldwide research and design challenge for pre-college youth. And this program encourages scientific understanding of real-world issues and the integration of environmentally responsible energy resources. Similarly to the Stockholm Prize, you have to submit your paper on the specific topic for that competition season. Moving on to opportunities that aren't fair or competitions, you can also publish in a journal. And what does it mean to publish in a manuscript? Well, typically you condense your research report to be a focused article and you submit it to a journal for review. It's a good idea to publish your publications because professional scientists make a real impact and gain recognition for their work through this. We recommend starting with a local or high school journal, such as the Journal for Youths in Science, which is based right here in San Diego. Other great journals include the National High School Journal of Science and the Canadian Science Fair Journal. Our top tip for getting accepted is remembering to read the manuscript directions or author instructions so you follow all their guidelines. Next, we have patents, which are similar to publications in that it's a way to officialize your research. This is more applicable to engineering projects, but essentially a patent will protect your intellectual property, or IP, which in this case is the work you've done or the ideas you've come up with. It's useful to others, so can't steal your ideas, and maybe something you want to look into if you want to continue working on your unique ideas and innovations, or eventually start up a company. There are lots of details with patents, but what you need is mainly to use the information you've already written up for the fair. Note that there's 2 patent phases, an initial provisional patent, which means to protect your idea for 1 year. Then after that, you need to file a non-provisional patent to be reviewed and accepted or denied by the United States Patent and Trademark Office.
So those were the opportunities that focus on taking your current project to new levels. But if you think that your project is incomplete or has the potential for additional experiments and data collection, you can do a continuation project to submit more work that you do next year. And remember to ask yourself if your project has enough unknowns or new ideas to continue with an entirely new project, as continuation projects must show significant work beyond the results from the year before. Think of it as a new but related project that can stand on its own with minimal support from the previous year's results. Also, if your continuation project doesn't work out, please note that you are more than welcome to come to next year's fair with a brand new project. So another option to engage with new research skills is enrolling in a summer or school year research program. And here are a couple of well-known research programs. Some are more local, such as the SALK program or Cosmos at UCSD, or they're in different areas like MIT's Research Science Institute and Stony Brook Summer Research Program, which are on the East Coast, so consider these carefully. And note that Cosmos, or the California State Summer School for Mathematics and Science, is largely focused on teaching research and STEM-oriented skills. On the other hand, MIT RSI, the SALK program, and the Stony Brook Summer Research Program are project-based, and please visit these respective websites to learn more about the application process and eligibility. And also note that currently, many of their programs and internships will have passed the application deadline, so be sure to check out for the next application season. If you're looking for a less structured opportunity, you can also reach out to local mentors and try to learn more from them. A research mentor is a scientist in your field who's willing to mentor you on a project. Many of us here have had research mentors and personally know how important they are to the research process and development of scientific skills. If you're serious about doing research in the future, it would be a good idea at some point to work with a mentor. However, getting a research mentor can be more tricky. So there are a couple of ways that we've tried, and they are cold emailing, going through personal connections, or participating in research programs and continuing on. Polygence is a research mentor finder, which helps you pair up with the research mentor on a proposed project idea. Personal connections, such as through a family friend or enrolling in programs, can be difficult for some people, but the most accessible method is cold emailing, which is where you do some research on labs that you think may be a good fit and you send an inquiry email to them. Some common places we recommend are labs at UCSD or the Salk Institute. In a cold email, you should include why you think their research is interesting and demonstrate how you have interest in that field, such as briefly talking about your project. If you have a resume, you should attach that as well. And note that you may have to send a lot of cold emails to get a positive response, as professors and graduate students are very busy and they can't always make time to mentor students. But you may get really lucky with a great mentor, and it is definitely possible, as some SLB members have gotten their mentors through this method.
Now, going a little farther from research and more into developing your skills, you may be interested in deeper classes in your field that your high school may not be able to offer. So if you discover a passion through your science fair project, you might be interested in going to a college program instead of that lack of a high school opportunity. Many colleges allow high school students to take classes as long as they've fulfilled the required prerequisites, which varies from college to college. But if you have a connection through a mentor, especially if they're a professor, they might be able to point you to a certain class or program that's tailored to your interests. Or alternatively, if you're not able to land a specific program, you might be able to find resources online from programs from other universities that are open sourced. And then lastly, we have like 2 student-run societies that were inspired by our scientific research that you guys might be interested in. So first is the Clean Water Innovation Society. It's a nonprofit that generates awareness of the global water crisis and encourages environmental research in home labs. They write advocacy blog posts. They do interviews with Waterview innovators, and they host water-related events and workshops. If you're interested, you can contact the emails on this slide.
Another student-run society is the Helix Initiative, and essentially it is a nonprofit that is geared towards increasing STEM education around the world, but now we're focusing more on local San Diego. So we've been hosting workshops at the library, and we have a couple more planned. So for more leadership opportunities, workshops, and seminars, check out our website at helixbio.org and make sure to join our Discord.
And that is it for today's workshop in terms of all the opportunities that we suggest for any science fair students if you're interested. And we genuinely hope that this was useful for you and you enjoyed competing in this year's GSDSEF. And we hope to see you next year. Once again, if you have any questions, you can stay behind. I will be stopping recording now, but that was the main portion of our workshop today.